everyone, it's Lindsay. Today I am back with a pregnancy update for my second trimester recap. Now, I did upload a video at the beginning of the month sharing with you guys my first trimester recap, and it makes it seem like I just started the second trimester, but in reality, I ended up filming that and uploading that first trimester recap like well into my second trimester. So I really do have like a couple more weeks of my second trimester, which is crazy because I feel like it has just been flying by, which is kind of scary because I'm like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe I'm getting towards the end of the pregnancy. But I'm also really excited. I'm gonna share with you guys, I have my notes on my phone. I'm gonna share with you guys the really big noticeable changes as well as like smaller changes that I've noticed, and then also sharing with you guys kind of like comparing it to my first pregnancy as well as what I'm having. And as always with these types of videos, I do want to include that disclaimer that I am not a medical professional. I just wanted to share with you guys what my experience has been like in this trimester and just in general throughout my pregnancy. So let's start off with the bigger noticeable changes. Now, the first really big change that I noticed, which is kind of no surprise, but it's that I have a lot more energy. Thank the Lord that I have a lot more energy, because I just felt like poop in the first trimester. I felt so unmotivated. I didn't want to do anything. But this trimester, I've noticed I started getting more energy back. I feel a lot more motivated, and I've definitely been trying to take advantage of that energy. But I'm also trying not to like push myself so hard. I'm trying to also take it easy, but I feel like I've been trying to just be a lot more active and get a lot more stuff done. The second real big change that I noticed was that I feel like I can smell normally again and eat properly, because the first trimester I was really bothered by smells and I just had a tough time cooking and being in the kitchen. I really enjoy cooking, so it really did suck that I couldn't do it. Like I would want to throw up. This trimester I have been able to cook again, and it doesn't really bother me as much, and I feel like I've been able to eat pretty much what I typically eat, as well as I've been so insanely hungry. It's like the first trimester I didn't really want to eat, and now this trimester I'm like making up for that, and I've been eating like crazy. Another change that I noticed in this trimester was that the baby started to move, and I noticed that they started to move at around 16 weeks. I remember I was just like in the car with my husband and my daughter, and I just feel like something flip inside my stomach, and I'm like, oh, I think that was like the baby moving. Ever since then, it just feels like something has been swimming inside my belly, and now it just feels like instead of swimming, it feels more like kicks and flips and more like actual movement instead of swimming. I feel like I'm also just used to it now because it's been happening like every day. And stemming off of that, we have been seeing the baby move. Like we've been seeing my belly move, which is so exciting and cute. And you just see my little belly going like boop. And like Jordan, my husband Jordan, has felt the baby kick. My daughter Cami has felt the baby kick. So we've been getting really excited when we can feel that, and I don't know, it's just like so much more real when that happens, you know? Moving on to other changes that I've noticed that I would say are a little bit smaller, but the first one is that I feel like my skin has been looking a lot better and a lot clearer than normal. I don't know if I really noticed it in the first trimester. I've been noticing it more, and I'm like, ooh, I feel like my skin has been looking a lot more radiant. I don't know if it's the skincare, I don't know if it's the hormones, but I've been soaking that in. I do know that when I had my daughter Cami, my skin was fine, and after I had her, my skin went crazy. I broke out, my hormones were crazy and adjusting, and that really sucked. So I do expect that after I have this baby, but right now I'm trying to soak it in with the skin. So I've been very happy about that. Another thing that has been happening, I would say more towards the middle of the second trimester, was that I started to get a bit more uncomfortable and I've been feeling just very expanded. I think part of it was due to me not really knowing how much to eat, and I feel like I've been having a tougher time. It's been better now, but I feel like in the middle of the trimester I was having a tougher time finding the right balance of eating, and I would probably like overeat because there are times where I feel like I'm hungry and I would eat, but then I would end up eating a lot more than I thought I would need, and I would just feel like my stomach's about to explode. I would say now is a lot better. I feel like there's kind of a better balance on my end of how much to eat, and I don't feel as expanded, or I don't feel like there's as much air in my stomach. That was definitely something that I was dealing with a lot in the middle of the trimester. I've been also noticing that my belly, like my lower belly, has been starting to feel a bit more heavier, and it does feel like the baby's like right at the bottom of my belly, which the doctor said that was normal. She actually warned me about that before I started noticing that, and I've been having a tougher time just breathing. That sounds really bad, but like I've been needing to catch my breath more, and I've been getting a little bit more exhausted, and this has been happening more towards like the end of the second trimester as I've been getting even bigger. I've been also needing to sleep on my side and lay on my side. It's just a lot more comfortable. Unfortunately, I am a belly sleeper and I can't really do that as much. I have to be a side sleeper now. And the last change that I've been going through with this trimester is that I've been nesting like crazy. And part of it is because I've been trying to take advantage of the energy while I still have it, because I know with third trimester it's going to be a bit harder to get everything all sorted, and I wanted to start taking back some of the baby things that we ended up storing at my parents'. They were really nice enough to let us store my daughter's old stuff at their place because they have a really good storage space and we didn't really have as much space, and with this new place that we're living in we have a lot more storage. All right, so moving on, I am going to be comparing this pregnancy a little bit to my first pregnancy in regards to the second trimester. So the first thing that I noticed that was different with this pregnancy was that I started to show a little bit earlier, which is also no surprise because I did hear that after your first pregnancy you start to show a lot quicker. So I started to notice a bit of a baby bump, I would say like 13 or 14 weeks, which feels a lot earlier than my first pregnancy. Another thing that I noticed, which is actually like probably the biggest difference, was that my back doesn't hurt as much. Now with my first pregnancy, I remember everyone was like, the second trimester is like the absolute best, and it was nice where I didn't feel as nauseous and I had my energy, but my back hurt like crazy. It felt like that pain of like your back needing to crack, but you can't crack it. It's just like perpetually in pain, feeling like it needs to be cracked. And fortunately with this pregnancy, I think it's just my body is accustomed to all of that. My back hasn't really been in pain as much, so that's been super great. Already it's way better this time around than the first time I was pregnant. And then the last thing that I noticed that was different was that I don't really have as many food aversions, which I don't know if that is more of a first trimester thing, and I also can't remember if I included that in my first trimester recap video, but I wanted to say it again. I just kind of realized like, yeah, I haven't really been having any issues with eating and things tasting weird. That was something I noticed with my first pregnancy, was that there were certain things that tasted off to me. Like I remember broccoli tasting really off, and Fuji apples, which I can eat both of them fine, and I like Fuji apples, but when I was pregnant the first time around, they just tasted different and they didn't taste good. And I haven't really had much of an issue. I haven't really been having as many food aversions, which has been really nice. All right, so moving on to the most exciting part of the video of what I'm having. Actually, first I'm gonna show you my baby bump. So we definitely got a bit of a baby bump going. I already feel huge and I know I'm gonna get even bigger, but we're having a girl. I am so excited, and I'm gonna be honest, I was not expecting to have a girl. I genuinely thought I was going to have a boy. The pregnancy felt different. I just had a feeling it was gonna be a boy, so when I found out that I was having a girl, I was a little bit more in shock and I just wasn't expecting it, but I am so excited to have another girl. I'm excited for my daughter to have a sister. I don't have any sisters, so it's gonna be a lot of fun, and we're just so excited and we're so happy, and we just like can't wait to meet her. Anyways, that is it for my second trimester recap. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please give this a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys!